feeling. And then there were the visuals. Bright, colorful auras.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Macrocast, your source for news and entertainment with the minds behind Macro Records. We're your hosts. I'm Mattson.
Soy Downlow'd. Hola, ¿cómo estás?
And we've got an exciting episode for you guys this week.
Sí.
We've got some TV discussion, some season finales, some
Todo
season
está muy
premieres.
interesante.
Yeah. We're also going to be talking about some movie stuff. Also, some news out of this year's New York Comic Con, which is just finished up yesterday, I believe.
Sí.
And a little bit of video game news for you, too. So, before we jump in, macro news. This week, the second part of the LSD remixes is out today. There's 3 more remixes that you're going to get. It is ZXX, Moniker, and Digital BPM. That's available now, exclusively on Beatport.
Isn't it Digital BPM?
No. Yeah. If
he was so like Alex was not he didn't enjoy what I just did right there. He wasn't amused.
No points.
No points.
Real quick, if you enjoy the show, please don't forget to go on iTunes and leave us a review. It'll be most appreciated. Help gets the show into the ears of new listeners.
And the hearts of old listeners.
No, but okay. Well, yeah. No.
Yeah,
No.
Get the hearts of everyone.
Well, either way, we'll read your
If you
reviews
like it.
out live on the show. Well, not live, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Tweet us at
No,
Macro
I don't know what
Record-
you mean.
Tweet us at Macro Records using the hashtag the Macrocast so we know you're talking about the show, and we'll read your tweets out on the show as well. And we're back. Sorry about that. We had to fix some technical difficulties. For those of you who don't know, I currently sound like a robot in my own ears.
You don't sound like a robot to
I
me.
sound like a robot.
You don't sound like one to me, dude. Don't worry. Don't be so hard on yourself, man.
Well,
It's not your fault that you sound like a robot.
let's talk about movies.
iRobot. Let's talk about that.
No, we're going to talk about movies that opened up this week. The reboot of Peter Pan did terribly.
Oh, really?
23% on Rotten
Was
Tomatoes.
that a Disney thing?
I don't know.
Or was that just a Peter Pan thing?
Is Peter Pan part of Disney?
Yeah.
Well, then it was probably a Disney thing.
I mean, but who knows? Have you heard anything about because I don't know if you're going to talk about it, but have you heard anything about that movie Sicarios?
Where is it?
I heard it's really
at
good.
93% right
Yeah,
now.
I heard it's really good, and that takes place in El Paso.
Well, some of it was filmed here.
Well, but
I
it's
believe.
like there's a
the setting is here.
yeah. From what I understand, there's like one part where they're actually in like Sunland Park, New Mexico, like looking out into like Mount Cristo Rey, which is a mountain here, guys.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Let me look up back to Peter Pan.
Well, there's not much. I didn't see the movie, so
What about
I can't
the-
offer.
Peter Piper.
Peter Piper?
Yeah.
All I know about
What is-
Peter
is that
Piper
like-
is he picked a pack of pickled peppers.
That's what the whole thing is based on. Oh
Exactly.
My God.
Well,
The new Peter Pan movie is kind of a disaster. I didn't realize that. I
Yeah.
didn't. Picked a pack of what's a pack of pickled peppers?
who knows? And don't you have to pickle the peppers before they're picked?
Or packed?
You don't pick pickled peppers. You pick peppers and pickle them.
Oh, wait. But how can you pick a pack of pickled peppers if it's not already packed?
You can't.
This is a mouthful.
Yeah.
Dude, the last Peter Pan movie was not very good either.
I mean,
this one's just called Pan.
it's about a frontiersman who moved to the west to mine for gold, pan for gold, as it was called.
That's not true, is it?
No.
Okay.
So The Walk, that's what Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
It made people nauseous. Like that movie actually made people throw up.
Yeah. Well, it's about the what do they call them? Tight wires, or is that what they're called?
I don't know.
Those wires
the
that
tight walkers. It's like what Robin used to, or what's his name? The Dick Grayson.
Yeah, I mean, kind of.
They did that. And then they also.
But this is more
flew around.
hardcore. Like the story is based on a real guy who did this in between the twin towers. There was a line, wire between the two, and he walked all the way across. That's what the movie's based on.
But the way they filmed it was like super high def, and it's made a lot of people get vertigo. What are you doing? You need me to turn you down?
Up. So the Steve Jobs movie, 88%. Yeah, I guess.
Is that better?
Yeah. The Steve Jobs movie is at 88%.
I actually saw a clip from that. It looks really good. It was a clip with Seth Rogen
and Fassbender.
Yeah, talking to each other, and yeah, it looked pretty fantastic.
It's got great reviews so far. 99 Homes? I don't know what that is. Andrew Garfield and Michael Shannon.
It's about 99 Homes, dude.
Fueled by powerful acting and a taut, patiently constructed narrative, 99 Homes is a modern economic parable whose righteous fury is matched... Oh, God. It's at 90%. What is this movie?
The new Peter Pan was not made by Disney.
Yeah.
It was made by Dune Entertainment, whatever that is.
I have no idea what that is.
Dune or Rat Pack Entertainment. Oh, it's a merger between Brett Ratner and his billionaire partner James Packer. It seems like that's one like Russ Hanneman.
Yeah. Weird.
Now it's clipping again, huh?
Sounds
weird. I don't know. But that guy fucks.
The Martian at 93%. I'm going to go see that tomorrow, actually, so I'll talk about it next week.
Are you really?
Yeah.
I want to see it.
You want to go see Crimson Peak on Friday?
Crimson Peep?
No. No! Crimson Peak,
That's what I think about every time you say that. It's just a huge peep.
No.
Is that a Guillermo del Toro thing?
Yes.
What's that about?
It's a scary movie with Tom Hiddleston and someone else. It's about ghosts.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm down to see that.
It's totally all GDT all over that bitch, too.
Guillermo del Toro. I was like, what are you talking? Is that
He's my idol, bro.
Is that something that people actually say?
No.
GDT, like NPH, Neil Patrick Harris.
Guillermo del Toro is kind of a mouthful.
I don't like the way that sounds either.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
This is so weird. Now I'm actually turning myself down. Usually I'm like, turn me up.
Black Mass, 75%. Everest, 72%.
Some people... I talked to this older guy at a bar recently, and this guy was like, you need to go see Black Mass, man. He was like, it's very good, Wade. I was like, okay.
Surprisingly, The Visit is at 62%.
You know, that movie's made quite a bit of money as well.
Yeah?
Yeah, totally. Oh, you know what? I might be talking too close to the mic.
Maybe.
But, yeah, that movie's made a pretty significant amount of money as well. Like, they spent like $5 million to make it, and it's made something like $75 million. You know, I heard that the twist is fucking terrible, though, and I'm not going to give it away. But
the quintessential M. Night Shyamalan twist?
Yeah, so I watched this, like...
the audience score is lower. 59%.
People are... Yeah, okay, so this is what I was going to say. I saw this thread where people said that they saw it in like, a preview showing or something like that. Like, it was, like, a month before it actually came out. And these guys were like, we got in for free. Like, we got to see it for free, and I wanted my money back. Like, it was that bad.
Wow.
You know, maybe...
But apparently a lot of people disagree. Well, I mean...
Critics do?
62% of critics. It's still considered fresh on Rotten Tomatoes.
They're like, M. Night Shyamalan is back. I personally don't think any of his movies are very good. I think Unbreakable was pretty good. I don't even
think I've seen that one.
It's with Bruce Willis and Samuel L. Jackson. Honestly, it was like a good prequel to what could have been an awesome superhero story.
I mean, I'm not a huge fan of any, like... I liked The Visit... Or not The Visit. The Village. The Village.
Oh, you liked that?
When I saw it in theaters, I liked it. I don't think I've seen it since, though.
Dude, there's like that moment when they head out, and I'm sorry, spoilers.
I think we've talked about this before too.
They head out, and he's like, "Oh, there's cars." The whole movie is supposed to take place in like the 1700s or something, and you're like, "Oh, that's the twist." There's a Toyota cruising down the street.
The twist sucked, but the first like 3/4 of the movie is actually pretty compelling.
The monster was made of wood.
I also saw Signs in theaters. I remember that.
Have you read about that? There's like some conspiracy theory about Signs that it's not actually about aliens, but it's about demons.
Okay.
And so what's his name? Joaquin Phoenix. He was a pastor in that movie, right?
No, Mel Gibson was.
Oh, Mel Gibson was a pastor?
Yeah.
Okay.
And his wife died, and then
But he has a daughter.
Then he stopped being a pastor.
His daughter is the little girl who, like, leaves water all over the fucking house.
Yeah.
She'll only drink half a glass of water and just fucking leave it there.
Yeah, some shit.
And people were like, she's a holy daughter because Mel Gibson is a pastor, and so that's all holy water because she's put her lips to it, so the demons won't touch that.
God, that's so.
But at the same time,
I can't cringe hard enough. For
how
audio.
are they doing crop circles?
I don't know, man. That movie was. I think it's like the same thing. All of his movies are good up until the end, and then it's just disappointing. Either way, that's pretty much it for what's in theaters. Let's talk about this. We saw the trailer for Hail Caesar. It's got a lot of big names in it. Scarlett Johansson, George Clooney, Channing Tatum, Tilda Swinton.
It's Coen Brothers. It's crazy.
The story looks kind of crazy. It's all about George Clooney, some actor, and he's been abducted for ransom. Like, someone's trying to ransom George Clooney, but he's not George Clooney in the movie. He's an actor playing an actor. It's totally meta. I mean,
the great thing about it, though, is that we don't really know anything about the story so far. So, I'm periscoping right now. Mm-hmm. So, are you familiar with Periscope?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So wait, so you have that thing now where it's like Facebook mentions, and then it's like Downlow'd was live?
No. Does it do that on Periscope? Or for Facebook mentions? I've had Facebook mentions for a while.
Yeah, that's what you do with it. A lot of people do some really cool stuff with it.
I haven't connected it that way. I need to do that.
On Wednesday night, John Barrowman was he was like live for like a minute, and he was like, "I'm about to watch the season premiere of Arrow."
Wait, he wasn't even in that though, was he?
No, he was just at home about to watch the premiere.
Oh, all right.
Just
fucking
like
John Barrowman,
like a regular fan.
A regular fan. Oh my god. All right, yeah. So that movie looks really interesting.
Looks okay.
Hail Caesar is what it's called.
Yeah, Hail Caesar.
And George Clooney looks like totally drugged out or something. I don't know what the fuck is going on with George Clooney.
His teeth are like super white, like blinding white.
And he's just extremely tan.
And his hair,
his hair is weird, man.
I don't know what's going on.
He's got the Caesar hair going.
Is that what it is?
I don't know. I feel like it's like some
be?
Caesar hair or something like that.
We also saw another trailer for another movie called Scout's Guide to the Zombie Apocalypse. The main reason that we saw this trailer...
I was cool. I was like down with this because this is Dylan Francis's first silver screen debut, you know? That's what it was.
The silver screen is TV, dude.
No. Oh, the golden screen? What is it? What's the movie screen called? That's silver screen. Yeah. Yeah. No? Am I trying to... Stop. Okay. Hey, you know what? If you know what it is, post in the comments. Don't you look it up, Alex.
Yes.
Anyway, this is... Let me just rephrase that. So this is Dylan Francis's debut on the movie screen, in like the movie...
In motion pictures.
His motion picture debut, exactly. And he doesn't really have a role, but he's going to be playing a zombie. And this is why, if you follow Dylan Francis, he's been... posting photos of himself like zombified, etc., etc. I don't know. I thought that the movie looked pretty interesting. The trailer started off kind of weak in my opinion, but then it's kind of funny. Like the premise is funny. It's a couple of Boy Scouts that are trying to like get laid or something. I don't know. It's just like that's such a trope, right? That's such a trope. But
and they're Boy Scouts who are gonna deal with the zombie apocalypse.
Yeah,
so they have extra knowledge because they're
but they have Scouts. They have extra knowledge because they're Boy Scouts, and I feel like when shit really hits the fan, it's gonna be kind of interesting.
But I feel like that's the whole premise of the movie. It's like it's the zombie apocalypse, but they're Boy Scouts,
dude. Yeah, but how deep? How fucking deep can you go with like a zombie premise? I mean, like, there's 28 Days Later, which was awesome. Right? Yeah. There's 28 Weeks Later, which fucking sucked. I thought it sucked. Did you watch that movie?
I've seen
the coolest
both
part
of them.
Was like
it's been so long I don't remember.
The coolest part of 28 Weeks Later is that they had this fucking helicopter blade, like the rotor was like moving and just killed a bunch of zombies. Yeah. That was kind of cool.
We saw something like that in Fear the Walking Dead. We're going to talk about it later.
I cringed when I saw that shit, but yeah. Fear the Walking Dead was awesome this week.
We can move into TV now. That's pretty much all we have to talk about. We'll have more for movies next week. Like I said, I'm going to go see The Martian. We're going to go see Crimson Peak. And, yeah.
Crimson Peep.
No.
That's what I want to see.
So, Vanity Fair has this article for American Horror Story Hotel. And the title is, American Horror Story Hotel isn't trash. It's garbage. I don't know. We both watched the premiere. What do you think?
Yeah, I was like, dude, you got to watch this, man. And you did watch it.
Yeah.
And I'm proud of you. And this is your first season of American Horror Story that you've watched.
The first episode of American Horror Story I've ever watched.
And what was your initial opinion on it? Because I've seen all the rest of the other seasons. And
I mean, okay. Spoiler alert, come back in 5 minutes if you don't want the premiere of Hotel to be spoiled.
And this is where I'm going to actually end the Periscope as well, just so that you guys know. But if you guys want to tune into the Macrocast, be sure to check it tomorrow. I might Periscope again in the next hour.
Cool. So, yeah, mainly, okay, I was disappointed at the end when we saw, like, the origin for Kathy Bates' character, because then it was like... I mean, I guess they're trying to portray that she's, like, under the control of the Countess, I guess, or
I feel like it's her own fault that she's there. Like she doesn't want to, Okay, she lost her son before any of this even happened. Like her son was addicted to heroin. Really.
I will say Lady Gaga is pretty amazing.
I thought and that I totally thought she was gonna suck. I was totally expecting that.
Okay, so what my takeaway is that they're definitely vampires, right? Because those two girls that are locked up there, and hypodermic Sally lets one go, but
I don't think hypodermic Sally's a vampire, dude.
No, she's not.
I think she's a ghost.
She's a ghost, yeah. But
and Drilldo.
No, okay. So they let one of the girls go, but before that, Kathy Bates' character, I can't remember her name. She was like, you can explain to her why they taste like shit, and it's obviously like something to do with making them taste sweeter for the vampire lady. She's the Countess, and she's like super old school and like Victorian posh like kind of deal. So I mean,
she's super pale.
Yeah, she's obviously an immortal vampire or some shit.
I mean, what if it's a twist and she's not really a vampire?
What
like,
is
she?
She's
like
just a human.
But like somehow she does like a ritual where like blood keeps her alive or something like that. Like, did you ever hear that story about like the Blood Countess? Like, this is a true thing. Like, Elizabeth Bathory, she was probably the most prolific female serial killer of all time. And she was a countess. And she used to bathe in women's blood.
Oh, my God.
Like, she would.
So maybe, but isn't that her name in the show, too? Countess Elizabeth?
No, I don't think it's just the Countess. They haven't said what her name is.
It's Elizabeth, dude.
Is it really?
Yeah, because, okay, wait. Give me 2 seconds. I'm pulling up the IMDb credits, because that's where...
And you know what, man? American Horror Story is usually pretty good about throwing in a couple of different tropes, like a couple of different things. So if it's all just about vampires, then why wouldn't they just call it American Horror Story Vampires? Like, they called...
Well, that's kind of a shitty name.
American Horror Story Coven was all about witches. That makes more sense.
Yeah.
Like, this is Hotel, so it seems like there's going to be a bunch of different hotel things going on.
They're apparently the city of Los Angeles is really happy with the show or something, because they're the mutual deal between like where they shoot this hotel or something is like really good for both the studio and
the city.
Dude,
somehow. In the very beginning, they were like, I want to go to Universal Studios. I want to ride the Jurassic Park. I was like, oh no, this is going to be bad.
We haven't seen Evan Peters, have we?
No.
Yeah.
Not yet. They only showed about half the cast so far.
Okay, wait, so yeah, it just is the Countess.
Yeah.
We didn't see Angela Bassett's character either.
No. We didn't see that. What's her name? Laura Paulson?
Sarah.
Oh yeah, Sarah. Fuck, I suck with names. You guys know that I suck with names. Sarah Paulson was awesome, I thought, and kind of like sexy in a weird way. Like her hair was I was kind of like down with that.
A lot of people have been talking about the most controversial scene, where the guy goes into the room and ends up getting raped by the Silent Hill creature with a metal pointy dildo.
By Drilldo.
Drilldo.
Everyone's calling him Drilldo, dude.
Yeah.
Drilldo for president, man.
That was scary.
Dude, I like Drilldo.
No.
I want to see more of Drilldo, dude. Okay, so what's the deal with Drilldo?
Well, obviously, he works for Sally.
No, he works for her.
Well, okay, not like he's getting paid.
He does her bidding.
But
I think that it's just like okay, it was a hallucination, obviously. Like, none of that really happened.
Are you sure?
Dude, they showed the dude hunched over.
No. The other guy, dude, when the cops were investigating it, the guy was raped. Like, he was sodomized with a piece of metal.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
No, wait, they never...
The autopsy guy was like, I found pieces of this metal, both...
They never found that guy, though. The heroin guy?
I don't...
He was underneath the bed.
No, but there was another guy who got raped by Drilldo.
Another guy?
Yeah, we didn't see it, but the autopsy person...
No, but dude, that's another character, man.
Oh, it's so confusing.
It's the first episode, which kind of should be. It's a good thing. Like, that's supposed to be the 10 Commandments killer.
Yeah.
Which is like 7, you know? Like 7, instead of... That's such a fucking ripoff. But, I mean, those scenes were pretty brutal.
Yeah.
That was another brutal scene. The guy has his tongue cut out and his dick, like, super glued inside that other chick.
And he's like, oh, man, and they're like, wait, what is he saying?
He was like, get me out of here. And they're like, he's not saying get me out of here. They're saying get me out of her. And his eyes were, like, cut out. That was really... You could see, like, the optic
What
nerve.
about the cop?
I like him. I think he's pretty good. He's been in a lot of stuff. A lot of these actors have been in a lot of different stuff.
This is like his second season of American Horror Story, or his first?
I guess a lot of these guys are returning. Ryan Murphy
some people
likes to
have only
reuse.
done like 3 seasons, whereas some have done like all 5, right?
Yeah, I'm kind of sad that Taissa Farmiga is not in this season. She's like one of my favorite characters or actresses on American Horror Story. The first season of American Horror Story is, in my opinion, the best season of American Horror Story, but season 3 is a close follow-up. A lot of people love season 2 because it's got like all kinds of horror tropes.
That's the asylum, right?
Yeah, it's got like all kinds of horror stuff going on.
Yeah.
I thought it was too much. Like it wasn't very well thought out, and they were just doing things for like shock factor. This season of Hotel is the grittiest and most hardcore opener of any season that's happened so far. Yeah. Like we saw more blood and guts. Oh, okay, yeah.
There's a lot of blood.
Did you know? Okay, so the cop's daughter is the girl from Ray Donovan.
Which girl from Ray Donovan?
The little girl. She's
the
one
girl
that was like wanted to be like Shirley Temple.
Farouz, her character, Ginger's daughter.
Farouza Balk, yeah.
Yeah.
She was. I was like, I recognize this person.
Okay, that was a good catch because I didn't recognize that.
Yeah, I was like, I can't believe it, man. But yeah, for sure.
On a lighter note,
Kathy Bates was good though.
Yeah, she was good. I mean, she's always good. It's fucking Kathy Bates, dude.
But the other guy who plays like the bald like drag queen, I also thought he was really good.
What purpose did he serve? Because obviously that guy's been at the hotel since before Kathy Bates' character showed up.
I mean, they said that some things have been in the hotel since the dawn of time.
So that guy's just some fucking old drag queen who's been around since 10,000 BC?
No, I think that there's a lot left to be revealed about what's going to happen, and I think that what they want is for us all to be like, ooh, vampires. But
I'm never gonna be like, ooh, vampires.
No, I like the vampire thing, but if it's like blatantly obvious, then I'm hoping that it's not vampires. At the end of the first episode, and I mean the comments that I saw people talking about in the episode discussion, they were like, oh, I hope it's a vampire season. Like, oh, dude, I hope not. It was so blatantly obvious. They went and saw Nosferatu.
No.
Like there, and it was like, okay, like right there, you knew. But I did like all of they played like some Depeche Mode and like,
the
Joy
music
Division.
was great.
The music was on point.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm actually excited to see more of American Horror Story, and I think like that show shows a lot of potential. Then again, I've said that a lot about excuse me, I've said that about other TV shows that have been premiered this season, and now they've kind of disappointed me.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about premieres.
Okay.
Arrow, Flash, and Supernatural.
Now
the
these
CW
are the shows that I'm talking
trifecta.
about. Yeah. The Trinity, the Holy Trinity.
Let's start with Supernatural, because I was immensely bored by that first episode. I almost didn't make it through it, because I was just like, there's nothing going on, and this villain sucks.
It felt like, well, the thing is, man, we've been watching Supernatural for long enough to where that episode seemed like we've been there before.
We've totally been there before, because Sam and Dean have totally made up now. And
well, do you remember when it was like Mother Nature, like the mother or whatever?
Yeah, the mother of all monsters.
Wasn't she like infecting people like that too?
She was infecting people to become just monsters.
And but they were like freaking out and shit. I feel like that's the same fucking thing, like very similar.
It is, but it was kind of different because these people who are infected by this, they die right away or whatever.
And then
Sam's infected.
And then it's like, of course, Sam has to get infected.
This is a roller coaster of one dying, then the other dying, and then it's like, well, what the...
Well, we have to, like, be more critical about Supernatural now because we've been through all of this stuff.
But last season was so good, man. I feel like...
Last season was okay. It was pretty good.
Out of the past, 4 seasons, the last season was one of the better ones.
The whole mark. And then now the baby has the mark? And what? Like, it was like, she was like, "You'll never kill me." So is she the baby?
I don't know.
And like, how are we gonna have to wait 7 more years or 10 more years to see this pan out? I don't know, man. But the darkness. I actually, after I watched the Supernatural episode, I watched the Dave Chappelle Wayne Brady thing again. That is amazing. Is Wayne Brady gonna have to choke a bitch? That's awesome. Yeah, I
didn't know you like to get wet, Dave.
Oh, yeah. He's like, what? You just smoke PCP, motherfucker. Yeah, that shit's awesome. But so this season of Supernatural, I have high hopes. And I have hopes for all of the CW shows that they might get better.
Let's talk about Arrow.
Okay.
Arrow obviously had the strongest opener out of the 3, in my opinion. There were some things that were questionable. Diggle's helmet.
That's exactly. I just wanted to die every time I saw it.
I don't want to see it anymore.
What? They don't even explain it.
He doesn't.
That's where we need a little bit of explanation.
Okay, I'm sorry. I don't make TV shows, or I'm not a costume designer or anything.
Really?
But haven't these people seen enough different stuff to look at that and be like, wow, that looks bad. No one at the seat, Kreisberg or Guggenheim didn't look at that and was like, wow, that looks like shit.
It was like Judge Dredd meets RoboCop.
But see, okay,
but
it's
cheaper.
Not even complete in the back. His head isn't even protected. Is exposed.
Yeah,
it's like a piece of banding that's like.
So why does he even have it? He doesn't need to protect his identity.
That's what the thing is. Oliver was like, "I'm glad to see you took my advice." It's like, okay, bro,
But he's already been doing this, and you can't just be naked out in the fucking open for years and then be like,
dude,
okay, I'm gonna
it looked better just with a balaclava like he had before. That looked fine.
Was that one of the masks?
Just like a black hood.
Oh yeah, sure.
Yeah,
that was
ski
cool.
Mask almost.
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah,
I'm down with that. But
Oliver's costume. It looks pretty good.
Yeah, it looks good, but here's the thing. Okay, so didn't he have a green costume before at some point?
Yeah, his costume's always been green.
It's always been green. Okay, and okay.
That's
what I was thinking.
Okay, the costume for this season looks more like what you would see in New 52 Green Arrow,
right?
Or some of the later stuff.
But she would they made a big deal out of it, and Felicity was like, "Cisco made something new for you," and I was expecting a total change, and then
a mech suit.
Well, no, he and then he dresses up, and I was like, "This is the same suit as before." I thought it was the same.
Well, no,
he has armbands now.
It's a lot different because it's more. It's more jungle-ish, he's exposed, in places, which is kind of stupid, but it's very similar to comic book Green Arrow, that's for sure.
Okay, the cop, the chief or whatever?
Captain Lance?
Captain Lance, yeah.
He's working... Okay, spoiler alert.
We've kind of already spoiled a few things, but...
come back in 5 minutes, and we'll be done talking about these CW shows, probably.
Yeah. Okay, so Captain Lance, he's got the same vendetta as always. I told you before, I was like, I know that this is going to happen.
But now he's working for Hive and Damien Dark.
He doesn't want to be, but I guess he was somehow coerced into it.
We all know how those deals work. You don't get to choose when you're out.
And he's going to probably die. And there's going to be some emotional scene at the end, and Laurel, and she's going to be like, "Daddy, I love you." He's gonna
Laurel, okay.
Sarah is probably going to come back.
I loved Laurel and Thea as a team. It was badass, man.
Yeah, it was better. Thea was better, but Thea bugged me too.
Dude, Thea's character totally reminded me, like, it was very comic booky. Like, the things she was saying and, like, the way she was acting was very comic booky. I thought they did a good job with
comic booky.
You know what? It had a comic book feel to it.
Yeah,
like,
I mean, I think
it is a show based on a comic book.
I think the character that showed the most progress is Laurel.
Yeah.
Like, Laurel does not bug me, right? As of watching that episode, she bugged me the least out of everyone. Oh my god, Elicity was impossible to watch almost for me.
Oliver, okay, I don't know if this was a directing choice or if he improv this, but whoever told him to speak with like a higher little bitch voice throughout the whole episode was wrong.
Dude, half of this episode was about Oliver trying to pop the question.
I know!
He was like, you put the fucking, bring in some quiche or something.
Souffle.
Oh yeah, fucking Oliver was making souffle.
And apparently Felicity can't cook, so Oliver's like the cook in the family.
And they had to have a conversation where she was like, I love the souffles and the quiches and the
Oh, and they had a double date with like their next door neighbors who are total like plebs, like just normal fucking people.
And they're basic as shit.
Yeah.
And they're like, well, we got to get you into this school. And she's like, don't we have to have kids before that? And they were like, well, you're going to have some soon.
The waiting list is like 10 years.
That's a conversation I didn't need to see in this show. I don't know, but that's also kind of comic booky. Like you can comic booky. Comic booky is gonna be the thing. But you can imagine like seeing those frames like Oliver with Felicity, and she wanted to get back into the game. You know, like she's been working on it this whole time, but. Why was there the need to have that conversation? Like, don't you think Oliver's a good enough kind of detective to know? Like, is he totally blinded because he loves Felicity so much? And if I don't know, man. It doesn't really click for me.
I hate how the sticking point is, like, Dig is pissed at him, too.
Dude, that is, like, probably the worst part of all of Arrow right now, is that Dig is like, I can't trust you, man. It's like, Oliver saved your life a million times,
And even Lila's like, come on, dude. Like, what the fuck? Get over it.
Dude, Lila, the mother of his daughter, and he's like, I can't, Lila. Can't get over it.
You know I'm stupid, girl.
You know I'm stupid.
He said some shit like that.
Oh, he was like.
Oh, he said, you know you're a better person than me, or something.
He was like, Oliver's not a soldier, and she's like, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's like done a lot of soldiery shit, dude.
Soldiery, comic booky. I'm sensing it.
Yeah, I know, right?
We're not going to even spoil what happened at the end. We'll talk about it later. We'll talk about it once it's been a couple weeks.
I'm pretty sure you already did spoil it.
No.
The first thing we talked about?
No, I didn't. We haven't talked about the
villain?
The end scene. No, the end scene.
I don't remember what that was. But yeah, all right.
Okay, there's a time jump. 6 months. And
Okay, yeah.
We won't spoil that.
Okay, yeah.
Let's talk about Flash.
But wait, Damien Dark, what did you think? You liked Damien Dark.
He's awesome. I think he's great. You're pissed because they gave him mystical powers.
Well, they kind of have to because they need to make the villain more appealing.
The mystical powers look good, though.
Guys, I'm so sorry if this episode sounds really clicky and stuff too. By the way, it sounds like I'm getting.
I'm hearing it this whole time. We'll fix it. We'll fix it.
We'll try to fix it as best as we can.
I mean, you think after 78 episodes we'd get it right? But.
Yeah. Well, we switched up the audio, and I mean we're dealing with it too. I'm so sorry, guys. If you're still listening, thank you. But yeah, Damien Dark. He doesn't have any powers in the actual comic book, so they were like, CW's like, well, we gotta fucking beef this guy up. I mean, we've run out of all of the Arrow villains.
Yeah,
you know, basically. I mean, they can't. How are they?
They could totally change it up. Like,
what happened to Count Vertigo?
Like, I would be so happy if Oliver moves to Seattle and like starts Q Corps and like does all this other shit, man. Like, there's a lot of stuff they could do with Green Arrow.
What about when all of the Green Arrow villains like team up? Yeah. You have like Count Vertigo teamed up with like these other people, and he's like, Vertigo to you, peasant.
That's another story they could do, is bring back Count Vertigo, but he's not posh enough to do that. Yeah, like the whole.
They made Count Vertigo into a thug.
Yeah, and he's like, I'm the Count, but he's not really, like in the comics and the animated universe, he's an actual Count.
Why not spend 10 minutes like telling a story about how he figured out that he actually was royalty or some shit like that? Like like someone came and found him, and then he's like using his thuggish.
And he should get like his scepter too, man.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's fucking badass. And then the things in his ears that he induces. Count Vertigo still hasn't induced vertigo.
Yeah.
Like, he's only used drugs. And the second Count Vertigo just made He didn't induce
He
vertigo.
just perfected the chemical.
He caused hallucinations.
Yeah.
Like, that's not Count Vertigo.
Yeah.
Count Vertigo makes you, like, fall to your knees and, like, he can totally fuck the Flash up.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. Like, I want to see that shit happen. What isn't the Ultra Humanite kind of like a Green Arrow thing too? Like
Ultra Humanite? I
don't
know.
I mean, he's like a villain.
He's like
all
a
across
Justice
the
League
board.
villain.
Yeah, they could even have some of the Flash villains in Arrow. We haven't seen like any meta action.
Well, okay, so Damien Dark being mystical too. I think that's their inroad for bringing Constantine too.
Oh yeah, that could be cool. You know what? When I saw him, he was like praying at one point. I was like, Trigon. It's got to be like Trigon.
Dude, he could. I also.
But how are they going to make demons a thing in Arrow?
And why is Damien Dark in charge of Hive? Like, where's Queen Bee?
Yeah, that's like one of the. Well, maybe he answers to her.
Maybe, and she's just still working in the shadows.
From Bialia.
I liked how Brie Larvin was working for Hive. Like that was.
She was.
Yeah.
I don't remember that.
Yeah.
Is she dead now?
I don't remember what happened to her.
Who was she played by?
Emily Kinney from Walking Dead.
Yeah. She was nude in Masters of Sex.
Let's talk about Flash, man.
I've never watched that show.
It was good. It was okay.
Flash?
A lot of bad things.
Wait.
Kind of boring.
You just went from, like, green to red right now. You're like, it was good. Okay. Bad. Boring.
I said some bad things.
No. I think that Flash was by far the weakest of the three.
More than Supernatural? No.
Yeah, man. I'm sorry, but, like, I had, like... I don't. Well, you know what? Honestly, okay. I think that Flash and Supernatural are just on par with each other.
Yeah.
The reason Supernatural may have been worse is because we've seen so much of it. But it seems like this episode of Flash, like, dude, I cringed so many times watching it. Like the whole forward thing, and then Martin Stein like naming. He was like
Smasher.
He's the Atom Smasher because he feeds off atoms, and well, he smashes. Yeah. It's like, okay, that's like, why do you even need to aim? Why do you need to name the characters, guys? Like, kind of let people figure out what's going on with the DC continuity. Like, haven't you gotten people invested enough already?
I mean, not even that. Like, most of these characters name themselves. Like, why is Cisco naming all of them?
Oh, yeah. And, like, okay, this is part of the thing that really bugged me is, like, one, why was Atom Smasher a villain? And at one point he was like, who was the... Oh, he was like Zoom. He's working for Zoom.
He was being controlled by Zoom.
Not controlled, but he was like being manipulated by him.
Yeah. And
he was like... He thought that the Flash was like an evil guy or something like that, but obviously it's the whole city's there like awarding Flash, and he's gonna come through. Like, doesn't that make you like the bad guy, dude?
I love how they had Flash Day. It's like...
That was cool.
It's the precursor to the full-on Flash Museum.
Yeah. I mean, this is the first step in that direction. But... Atom Smasher is a good guy.
Yeah.
He's part of the Justice League. And that's so confusing for people, like, when they look him up, they're going to be like, no, Atom Smasher the villain. You know? And he's not. They didn't really paint the picture strong enough that he's a conflicted hero.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, you thought it was okay, and everyone else hasn't complained about it, but I thought the CG in this episode was subpar compared to last season's CG. I felt like the CG for, like, Atom Smasher did not look real. They, like, I don't know how...
Did not look realistic.
It looked cartoony, and he looked like putty when he was like getting bigger and stuff. And I was like, oh, dude, they should have made him look like the Hulk, like, you know. And obviously Marvel spends a lot more money, but when the Hulk gets huge, it looks like legit. This guy did not look legit.
It was growing like chaotically,
but he was like putty.
Yeah,
I was like, what the fuck? And then his helmet was like really Star-Lord-ish. Like, that's what you had mentioned. It's a lot like Chris Pratt, like in Guardians of the Galaxy. Like his helmet just comes up, and that's cool for that. Like, that's Guardians of the Galaxy, you know. This is Atom Smasher, and why the fuck does his helmet do that? Like, there was no information there. Atom Smasher should just have like a Spider-Man like pullover thing.
Yeah,
that's what he has in the comics. The rest of him looked fine. I didn't mind it. Very military or whatever. But what about the part where he was like huffing radioactive waste? And he's like, oh. and it was just like fuming up. I was like, what the fuck?
He's like getting power from it or something.
Okay, so Ronnie's dead.
Yeah.
And
supposedly. No one dies in these shows.
Yeah.
No one really dies except for like Oliver's mom and dad.
I really want Ronnie to be more of like in the comics. He's more of like, "What's up, bro?" Like he's like a total frat dude.
He's a bro.
He's a total bro. And Professor Stein is like
He's
all of the
bro-ish.
brains. Ronnie is also a scientist. So like, what the fuck is the point of having?
No, he's not a scientist. He was a mechanical engineer.
Oh my god, dude! That means that he's like super smart too. He's like, oh, I'm a mechanical engineer, dude. It's like I have a degree from Harvard. Like they're both like really well disciplined, and I mean they had to do that because the picture that they're painting here is like Caitlin Snow would not be interested in a guy who's just a total fuckwad.
I think they're working too hard to make Caitlin Snow become Killer Frost in front of our eyes. You know, like why does it?
It's not going to be appealing.
Why do we have to witness it? Like what? Like why does there have to be a cue to point out? Be like, here, this is proof. She's going to be Killer Frost. It's like, yeah, we know.
Well, dude, okay, so going into this episode, they show that whole thing with Ronnie dying, and I was like, okay, cool, like. Now maybe we won't see Caitlin for like half the season.
Another time jump. Why the fuck is everyone obsessed with time jumps?
I don't know, man. But she came back like 5 minutes later, and there was no like it wasn't. She was at the Flash thing and just like standing there.
Yeah.
And then she was okay. So then Cisco just goes over to the fucking whatever lab she's now working at, and it's like okay, there was no like.
Now she works for Mercury Labs.
What was
the lady who where Brie Larvin used to work?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But what was the point of her even like going away? She's like, all right, I'll watch.
She wanted to be normal, I guess.
So, and then what's his name? Thawne is like, well, you know, Barry, I'm gonna release your dad to you, which he would never do. Even after death, it seems like Thawne would want to just torment Barry as much as he could. But. What's her name? Caitlin Snow is like, oh, Barry, you know what? I'll watch it with you. Let's fucking watch this video and chill. Netflix and chill. Yeah, for sure. And then she's like, I'm going to come back because you've had this emotional experience and shit. So, I mean, everything that I went through is basically just out the window. I felt like a lot of it was just shallow. Yeah. And then there was like the point where, like I said, I'm going to mention it again. Dr. Stein did this forward toast, which seemed like it was like, well, okay, like
isn't that the exact same toast they had in Arrow last season too?
I don't know.
when they thought Oliver was gone to the League, and they like it was Lila, Diggle, Laurel, and
they did
Thea like toasting,
and they did like a pan around all of them. But Martin Stein was like he did it in Hebrew.
I know what it was. It was lost but never forgotten, or gone but never forgotten, or something.
And this one's forward.
Yeah,
but they made such a point of like being like, oh, okay, so like. So Iris lost Eddie, and Joe's like holding her, and then some other person is like holding Caitlin, and they just zoom in on that. Like, dude, we fucking get it. Ronnie died. He's not here. Like, Caitlin is such a fucking weak character. I swear, like, Danielle Panabaker is nice to look at, but that girl is just like her acting skills, man. Like, she should take a course or something. That's so mean. I know. But, like, fuck, dude. I wish that Killer Frost is, like... I don't know.
I don't think...
Maybe when we see Killer Frost, she's going to be badass.
I don't think it's so much the acting as the writing.
Okay.
Because someone's, like... In the writer's room, they're like, we're going to put the character in this situation, you know? And it's, like... How much acting can she really do with shit... with weak-ass material like that?
Right.
You know?
I got you. I mean, Killer Frost is... a Firestorm villain, though, and so how are they gonna like Ronnie's dead? Oh, Ronnie's gonna come back, and she's gonna be all pissed.
She's also a Justice League villain because she joins up with almost every single group of villains that starts up.
Right. Yeah.
In Justice League, and like
she's in with all the ice villains too, Mr. Freeze and and Icicle Jr. I mean, I would be kind of down to see Icicle and Icicle Jr. What about the very beginning of the episode, too? And then we'll stop talking about Flash. I'm sorry, but, like, the very beginning of the episode where they have Captain Cold and Firestorm, like, let's kill him! And then they're like, they didn't realize that he was just gonna zoom past him. Like, of course, dude. Captain Cold is a little bit more, like, tactical than that.
Yeah.
They're kind of painting him to be,
either
like,
way, the whole first
noobs.
10 minutes of that episode, I was like, what the fuck is going on?
Barry was brooding.
First they did a time jump, and then they went back, and then they're like, okay, let's go back to where we were, and it was so disjointed. disjointed, man. I did not like it.
Barry was being Batman, or he was being Ollie for like. Ollie is being Batman, and Barry was being Ollie because he was like brooding. I can't hurt anyone else. I can't lose my friends.
Yeah.
And then he gets his dad out of jail, and he's like, Dad, so I'm thinking we're going to get an apartment and shit. And his dad's like, listen, Barry, I know that you devoted the past, like, 15 years to getting me out of jail, but I gotta fucking go. I'm going to go to Thailand and sow my fucking oats.
That was dumb.
That's why I feel like that episode, like, had a lot more weaknesses than...
I did like... Okay, so even though he did, like, release his dad and give him Star Labs, I feel like that's... Because, like, Barry is a fucking scientist in the comics, man. Like, he hasn't been enough of a scientist in the show.
Or a detective.
Yeah.
He's just cleaning up.
He's also been a detective, too. Like, during Zero Year, when the Riddler took over, fucking Barry came over to help as just a regular dude. Like,
I mean, like, you and I have talked about this before, but in the first episode of Flash, they showed him, like scoping out footsteps and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I kind of like that.
I
mean, like, you know, what the fuck happened with that shit? But anyway, it is what it is. Still, The Flash is much better, and I'm excited to see where it goes nonetheless, because I think it'll get stronger. Like, all these CW shows, I hope get stronger as the season progresses. But Flash and Arrow are still much better than Heroes Reborn. Heroes Reborn, I watched another episode this last week, and I was just like, oh,
I watched the newest one, too.
Oh, God, dude. And then Zachary Levi in Heroes Reborn is like, he's like, I'm actually, and then he's like, I'm a hero. And then his wife, like, pulls a gun on him and just leaves the car.
Oh, that's the 4th episode. That's the most recent one.
Oh, you haven't watched that?
Yeah, I saw it.
Yeah. That's, dude, it was not good. Like, that show is not... It's not interesting.
And now the kid is on the run, Tommy. And like El Vengador
no,
has a new suit, but the pastor's like dead, isn't he?
No, they kidnapped him and the other kid. But El Vengador now, okay, dude. People are saying that El Vengador is Iron Man. No, El Vengador is trying too hard to be Batman.
Yeah.
He's got like his mech suit, and he's just a dude. But the name El Vengador, like, why did they need... I don't know, man.
That's enough about Heroes Reborn.
It's not good.
Let's talk about the season premiere of Homeland.
That's good.
Very good.
Dude.
I hated the time jump, though, because it's been like 3 years in between last season and this season.
I totally forgot that her daughter's name is Franny.
Francine, yeah.
And Franny.
Yeah.
And you were like, Carrie's going to get her Fanny and meet up with Franny and move with her granny.
What?
So you said something like that. I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? And I continued to watch, and
so Carrie's in a relationship with like some other dude now who came out of nowhere.
Carrie's a slut. So
I mean, that's why I don't like the time jumps with shows like Homeland, because it's like, how are we supposed to get invested into some character that's now sharing Carrie's life with her, but it's like, we've never even met this guy, you know? That's like if your daughter went and got married to some guy you've never met before, and you're like, well, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I've never met this dude before.
I'm going to say that Claire Danes is still hot.
Yeah,
I think
still
she's
great.
Hot. She's awesome. Saul was awesome.
Yeah.
Saul still has those eyes.
He's like, you're naive and stupid.
You're a stupid bitch, Carrie. I always love... He's like, God damn it, Carrie.
You're being naive and stupid.
She is, though. I mean...
well, now she works for some big corporate
entity, which kind of is what Saul was doing, like a private security thing.
Well, he was private security. She's just head of security for some big... for some billionaire's company.
And they're not legit at all.
They're not?
They're like not a good company.
Oh.
Like they give money to like fucked up causes and shit.
Yeah.
And she was meeting with one of the leaders of Hezbollah. Like underground.
Yeah, because the guy she's protecting, the billionaire, wants to go to
some camp.
To some camp in Syria or something?
Or no, in Pakistan, I think.
In Pakistan.
Yeah,
some crazy shit.
I'm not sure exactly.
We're going to find out what happens tonight.
What about God, what the fuck was his name? Quinn?
Quinn?
Yeah. Quinn was amazing.
Yeah, he was good.
And he brought some shit to the board. The CIA board, I guess, was what it was, or National Security Board,
something
or whatever.
like that. But now he's just going to go. He's going to continue working like with no without an official cover.
Well, that's kind of like the way I like Quinn. Yeah. So Saul, dude. Okay, wait.
But we did. Okay,
Quinn fucking blew that guy up.
My problem is at the end of season 4, Quinn was going on an op that could have jeopardized his life.
Oh, and Carrie and Quinn were gonna hook up.
We never saw the conclusion to that. They're like, all right, we're 3 years later now. 3 years.
Maybe they'll do flashbacks though. They're gonna do flashbacks probably throughout the season, and we're gonna see.
I don't think so, man. Homeland's never done flashbacks.
Well,
I hope they don't start.
They probably will, but I mean, dude, we have to know. Okay, so the end of the last season, right? We saw Saul, and he was with what is F.
His
Murray
wife?
Abraham?
Oh, Dara Doll.
Yeah, he was with Dara Doll at Dara Doll's house, right? Mm-hmm. And Carrie was like, "Where's Quinn?" And because she was gonna start a relationship with Quinn.
Yeah.
That was gonna happen.
Yeah.
And now we had nothing. So Quinn obviously went on that mission. He's okay. He got back. And did something happen between them?
No, not that we know of.
Well, that's why I'm saying
Saul betrayed her because she knew that Dara Doll was in the car with the dude.
What the fuck?
I can't remember the character's name, but he was in the car with the terrorist.
Right.
And she confided in Saul, and Saul went with Dara Doll's plan, which is to continue doing this non-official, even in CIA terms. It's not the CIA didn't want to do it. They're just doing their own kind of.
But they're saying that Carrie betrayed Saul because she ruined his bid to be the head of the CIA.
Yeah,
and he's not the head of the CIA or something.
But I don't understand how she ruined it.
Well, they haven't said anything about that. But I think that the showrunners were like, listen, we did a lot of shitty stuff this last season, and now let's just wipe the board clean and do it 3 years later. When I think that it wasn't shitty, they could have just continued on what was happening.
But they never have in Homeland. There's always been a time jump in between seasons.
This is 3 years later?
Or 30 months or something. So almost 3 years.
So does that mean
2.5 years?
The events of the previous Homelands were taking place in well into the past?
I don't know that either, man, because what is it supposed to be, 2017?
Or is it in the future? Yeah.
I think it's supposed to be 2017. Or it's still 2015 and it's just lazy. It's
2015 and everything else was pushed back into the past,
which makes no sense because
they're talking about current events in some of the things.
They recreate current events in some ways. The whole Benghazi thing was totally happened in season 4 when they're at the embassy and the embassy gets taken over.
Oh, that actually happened?
Not as hardcore as what happened in Homeland, but some shit like that happened.
That was brutal, dude.
Yeah.
That was a good season. I don't know. I think that Homeland's going to be. I don't have problems with Homeland.
Yeah.
Watching it, it wasn't like watching The Flash where I was like, ugh. With Showtime shows, typically I'm never cringing.
Yeah.
But yeah, it should be good.
So let's
see where it goes.
Did you see the newest episode of Doctor Who? The one from last night? Or the one from the week before?
Yeah, I saw the one from the week before.
With the ghosts.
Yeah, the first half of that.
The second half is a good conclusion.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I thought it was good. There's this one chick who wants to bang the doctor, it seems.
The deaf chick?
No.
The O'Donnell.
She's all about what the doctor has to say.
She worked for UNIT, and she's from the future.
Oh.
Yeah.
She's from the future?
Well...
Did they reveal that in the next episode?
Kind of. She talks about working for UNIT and how she knows the doctor and all this shit.
Well, the doctor's kind of been around for years.
But if you're in UNIT, you know who the doctor has a rank within UNIT.
Dude, the doctor called in something and he was like, "This is the doctor number 3, 4, 5, 6."
Well, and Kate Lethbridge Stewart was the head of UNIT.
The one who died.
Yeah, she died, but her father in the show, the character who is her father, was in old Doctor Who.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Was she the one who was when Tennant's doctor cut her down?
Cut her down?
He was like, "She looks tired, doesn't she?"
No, that was Harriet Jones.
Oh yeah, Harriet Jones.
She looks tired, doesn't she?
Yeah, for sure. So the ghosts that was cool, man.
So the main you haven't seen the Fisher King yet. You'll see him in the next episode. The Fisher King is voiced by Peter Serafinowicz. I'm sorry, I butchered his name. It's really hard to say. But he's the voice of Black Box in Season 2 of Hunt the Truth, and he's amazing in Doctor Who as well. He's really great.
Peter Serfanowicz.
Peter Serafanic.
Oh yeah.
Serafenowitz?
Serafenowicz? Was he in Guardians of the Galaxy?
Yeah, he was Daenerys Saul, one of the heads of
he was in
the Nova Corps.
Shaun of the Dead. He was Pete, the guy who got his guts pulled out.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace. Cool.
Yeah, he's awesome, and he's incredible as Black Box in Hunt the Truth in season 2.
It's funny. A lot of these BBC shows have like recurring characters between shows.
Well, yeah, they bounce around a lot.
So the guy that was like he's a ghost now, but the guy that was like the head of the oil thing in the ship, he was a serial killer in Luther.
Oh yeah,
and he had a twin, and I was like, that's the guy. He was like a serial killer, but yeah.
The conclusion is really good. You're gonna like it.
I watched the first episode or most of the first episode of Peaky Blinders, and it's pretty good. So what was from oh my god, what's the thing with Josh Hartnett that we watched the show?
Penny Dreadful?
What? Penny Dreadful?
What?
I couldn't remember it. I'm sorry. There's too many shows, man. But in Penny Dreadful, the witch who died this last season, she's in Peaky Blinders. That's Brody's wife in real life. Yeah, whatever his fucking name is.
Damian Lewis.
Damian Lewis's real wife.
Yeah.
She's in Peaky Blinders, and she's pretty good. And then there's Cillian Murphy's in it, and he's really good.
He played Le Chiffre in Casino Royale.
And Scarecrow, and also he was in Inception.
Oh, wait. Then that's not the same person. Did he play Le Chiffre?
No, I don't think so.
Wasn't. That's not the same guy from.
No, You know who played Scarecrow in?
That's not the guy in Peaky Blinders, is it?
I'm pretty sure it is.
No, dude.
Yeah. Pretty sure. I'm pretty dang sure, dude.
I'm pretty dang sure. Oh yeah, you are sure. You're right.
He is.
The guy from Casino Royale is different.
Yeah. He's an Irish actor.
His name is Mads Mikkelsen. He's a Danish actor.
Yeah, dude. This guy is unmistakable. I was like, yeah, it's got to be him, man.
Oh yeah, Mads Mikkelsen is on Hannibal. He's Hannibal Lecter.
Yeah. Have you watched any of that show?
No. People love it though.
I watched like a good part of the first season, and honestly, I stopped watching because it disturbed me.
It's scary.
It's like fucked up.
Yeah.
Like
I don't know how they got that on network television.
I don't know, man, but it's not cool. I didn't want to watch any more of it. It was giving me like bad dreams. There's like some serious fucked up serial killing in that show. And I don't know. But that's, you know what? I've got to say, like, in watching it, that's pretty accurate with a lot of the Thomas Harris stuff. Like, the novels are fucking brutal.
Yeah.
I mean, even though those have to do with other serial killers, this has to do with other serial killers too, but Hannibal Lecter is like a piece of shit.
Yeah. Obviously. He's a can confirm is piece of shit. Let's talk about, we saw some more teasers for Jessica Jones. I'm really, dude, I think I'm gonna love this show, but you don't.
No, I think the show is gonna be great, but I think the teasers fucking suck. Like, I think, like, why
did they Tennant's voice is kind of creepy in that first one we watched.
Tennant is creepy.
Yeah,
I think Tennant's good at. Okay, well,
he can play pretty much anything.
Yeah, he's awesome, man.
Like he plays Alec Hardy, which is like a grizzled cop, and then he
Barty Crouch.
Barty Crouch Jr. in Harry Potter, who's like a total creeper.
Psychopath, yeah. But I watched that scene with Barty Crouch, and he's like licking his lips the same way Scarecrow does in Batman. Yeah. You know? I don't know if which one came before, but yeah.
Oh, the Joker, you mean?
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah. But I don't know. I think that he's going to be channeling. He's a good actor, dude. Tennant's awesome.
Yeah,
and he's never really gotten like. I mean, he was the Doctor, but he's never achieved, like, mainstream success. I think that this will open up a lot of doors for him in the Marvel universe. Like, a lot of people are, like,
maybe
love
he could
Marvel.
Play something in DC, too.
Yeah, that would be sick.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know who he would play.
Imagine if he was the Joker instead of Robin, whatever his name is.
I honestly think
or the Penguin, not the Joker.
Oh. The Penguin?
Yes, dude.
Think
about it.
David Tennant's like too old
and tall. He's like 6'4".
I'm sorry, but watching this last episode of Gotham, like the Penguin, I was like,
And you were totally riding his dick the week before.
Well, I still think that the Penguin is better than a lot of the other characters. Like, dude, Barbara Keene
terrible.
Is terrible. So bad.
Unwatchable. Dude, we said we weren't going to talk about Gotham
I know,
anymore.
but I have to rant about it, man.
Whoa.
She was so bad, and she's like, her whole motivation now is like, I'm in love with Jim.
Uh-huh.
You know, and she's like, nothing's going to stop us from being together. But didn't she just want to kill him in the last episode?
Yeah.
Like, what? Where did she go so fucking crazy? Like, the ogre made her crazy because he was like, I'm going to kill your parents. And she's like, she's now just completely off the deep end. Like, this show
she
has
literally got Stockholm Syndrome in, like, 4 days.
That's
not how Stockholm Syndrome
She was
works.
with the ogre for, like, a day and a half.
Yeah.
And he, like, unlocked something in her. I don't know, but this show, like, has no consistency at all.
I mean, even though it's really fucking so far from source material, I kind of like where Riddler is going a little bit.
Yeah, I mean,
the performance, I think, is what redeems that.
Why do they have to make every Gotham villain be more like the Joker?
Yeah, you're like a psychopath. You're not really sure who you are. And
you have like split personalities, like this and that. The Riddler isn't like that.
No, the Riddler's actually really intelligent.
I honestly feel like these people haven't even read the subject, like the source material. I think that this guy was like, well, I have seen Batman Returns. With
Jim Carrey.
Yeah, and he's like, I'm going to be like Jim Carrey.
Okay.
And Jim Carrey had his moments, dude. He was pretty good.
Batman Arkham Knight. That Riddler is fucking perfect, man. Like, everything about him, the way he acts, like, the challenges he poses to Batman, like, it's perfect Riddler.
The Arkham series Riddlers are all pretty good.
Yeah.
Like, they're all he's just like, he's way too smart for his own good, overthinks things.
Yeah.
Even thinks that he's smarter than he really is.
Which is the same, like... even in Zero Year, which I mentioned earlier, when the Riddler takes over Gotham,
that's one of the best Riddlers because he's really evil.
Well, that's
that shit.
Well, in that storyline, it's supposed to be the first time Batman ever met the Riddler.
I like that though.
Yeah.
I mean, he causes the whole city to shut down and go into disarray, and like it gets overtaken by growth.
Dude, I love that story too, especially when Barry doesn't have his powers and he comes over just to be a cop. You know?
Yeah, that's dope.
Like just busting people on the street who are trying to take advantage of the Riddler being in control.
The Riddler kills a bunch of people too. Like he throws them to tigers for being like stupid.
Yeah.
And Batman
Well, I love how in Arkham Knight the Riddler kidnaps Catwoman and is like. He puts a bomb collar around her neck, and it's like, you want to save her, Batman? Like you're gonna have to solve my riddles.
Why is Selena Kyle so bad in Gotham?
No.
Why you just keep saying no? But dude, you have to accept the fact that she's terrible.
I told you how I felt, man. When she had lines again, I was pissed. I was so mad.
She was like, I don't like magicians, Bruce.
Yeah.
Like, what?
You get out of here, fucking pleb.
Why is Bruce even like... Bruce wants to fuck this girl so bad. Like, his teenage angst is coming out every time they're like, Bruce, act like more... Give us more puberty, dude.
I do like how Alfred is teamed up with Lucius, though.
Yeah, I liked that, too. That was in the previous episode.
Yeah.
That was a pretty badass scene. But now Alfred's, like, pretty fucking ballsy in this show. And he, like, really wants to fuck Gordon's chick. And I was, like, kind of freaked out. Like, he was like, you have the most beautiful eyes. You should come over.
He was getting her a little hot and bothered, man.
He was spitting fucking game to where, and you could see in Marina Baccarin, she was like, I kind of want to fuck this guy. Like... But why is this happening? I was like, this has no, like, there's no fucking context. And I was like, why?
And at the end, he figures it out. He sees she's with Jim.
I think that he knew that.
No, he didn't. He really didn't.
Oh.
Yeah, when he's walking away, he's like, why didn't you fucking tell me, Bruce? God damn.
Oh, yeah, Bruce. Oh, because Bruce is being a little bitch and he wants to leave.
Bruce didn't even notice, probably.
Oh,
he's like a little kid. You know?
Bruce gets it.
I mean, he's supposed to be incredibly smart, but he didn't
Oh, you know
that.
what? Maybe Bruce doesn't get it because
he doesn't understand sex yet.
He doesn't. Yeah, that's the one thing he doesn't understand how to get Selena Kyle to
He's
just
more
give him
than
a
willing
handy.
to dive down to the conspiracy as to why his parents were killed, but sex, no.
Yeah,
he just doesn't get it.
Nothing could be more left field for this kid. Like, yeah, I don't know, man. Oh, Jerome is dead. The Joker is
God,
so
dude,
he's
you could have warned people.
Oh well, fuck, dude. Who cares? I'm so sorry. Yeah, I should.
We weren't going to talk about Gotham anymore, and then you went on to spoil.
I'm so sorry, guys. I should.
Let's move on.
My bad. But
let's talk about news out of New York City Comic Con. This week was Comic-Con, dude.
He's clearly not the Joker, though.
It's Comic-Con this week.
I know. I've seen a lot of things. I saw there's fucking, oh my god, what's his name? Jim Lee was doing a lot of drawings on Periscope at Comic-Con. A lot of the artists were there doing stuff.
So I don't know if you heard about this, but Batman v Super. Okay, LexCorp was providing Wi-Fi to attendees of New York City Comic Con.
Cool.
Like all the Wi-Fi was branded as LexCorp, and it was like a total marketing campaign. For
all the
Batman
Marvel fans were
Superman.
like, "This sucks." Should be by Stark Industries. This sucks.
It's pretty cool. Like it's a really
I think that's dope.
innovative way to market to people.
You know, I'm sorry. Let me go back really quick and just say something. So we watched Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. This last episode was fucking awesome. Mm-hmm. And in watching that, and after watching all of the DC stuff, I was like, man, I'm leaning more towards Marvel right now. I really am. The Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. was so strong. I don't know, but that's dope. At Comic-Con, LexCorp, I'd be stoked about that.
It's pretty cool.
One of my friends dressed up as Scarlet Witch.
Oh, yeah?
My friend Valerie, yeah. She dressed up as Scarlet Witch, and she was just sitting in a panel, and no one else was dressed up.
Really?
I saw, yeah.
Wait, so was it a pretty good costume, or?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, cool.
No, yeah, it was, I mean, it was like classic Scarlet Witch.
Oh.
It wasn't like the MCU Scarlet Witch.
Oh, MCU Scarlet Witch, that's such an easy costume.
That's like just a red fucking leather jacket.
But like comic book Scarlet Witch has like this weird ass fucking crown and shit.
That's what she was wearing.
Okay,
yeah. I don't know. I think I saw some really awesome cosplay. You know, I saw cosplay from Russia's Comic-Con that looked fucking awesome.
Really?
Like some people went all out. I'm pretty stoked about that. There was a bear there, like a real bear.
They also announced that Greg Capullo, who's the artist, he does most of the...
he's like a huge guy with DC.
I was about to finish my sentence. He does most of the art for New 52 Batman.
But he's also like one of the heads of DC. He's up there. Yeah, like he's one of those dudes who's up there.
Okay, but either way, he's taking a break from DC properties in 2016. So there's going to be a lot of Batman where the art is going to be done by someone else. I'm curious how that's going to turn out.
I mean, I don't know. Batman's become such a part, or like such a, you know, Jim Snyder, or what's his name? Not Jim Snyder.
Well, didn't Frank Miller launch another Batman series too?
No. Yeah, I think so. I don't know.
Yeah, he did.
But who was it? Who was writing Batman? Like, who wrote?
Nick Capullo.
What?
Nick Capullo writes Batman.
Greg? Didn't you just say Greg Capullo?
Oh, Greg. Nick. God, man. They all. It's hard to remember their names because we don't. We see their work, but we never really see them. You know.
Right.
Greg Snyder and Nick.
No, isn't it Jim? Or yeah, Greg Snyder? What? Snyder.
Nick Capullo is the artist.
What?
Greg Capullo is the artist.
Like tripping.
Nick Snyder is the writer for Batman.
Nick Snyder?
Yeah.
Okay, and he's the guy who wrote like Zero Year, and he wrote all of those arcs.
He's written all the New 52 arcs. Yeah.
And that's become like, and he's not doing it anymore, from what I understand. Like someone else is doing all the Batman stuff now.
No, the writer is still the same.
It is going to be the same?
Yeah.
Like he wrote Endgame and all that shit?
Yeah, he did. Wait, here, hold on. I'm looking it up just so we can get the names right, and people aren't like.
Someone is pulling hair out right now.
Yeah.
I don't know. See. Batman Endgame.
Okay, so the writer is Scott Snyder.
Scott Snyder. Fuck yeah. All right. I thought that's okay.
And the Greg Capullo does all the pencil work on the comic.
Right. And the inks are done by other people.
Various people, yeah.
Like, yeah, for sure. All right. And they've got, like, some super talented inkers, too, at DC. But I think that, like, Scott Snyder has become such like, Batman has become such a Scott Snyder thing at this point for New 52.
Well, his writing is on point.
Dude, it's Batman. He gets Batman.
Except for issue number 44, which I'm sorry, man. It was really bad.
Was that recent?
Yeah, it was the September issue of Batman.
I haven't read it.
Terrible.
It was.
It's supposed
he's like Alex was like just turned away completely.
The whole story after Endgame has kind of gone to shit. I'm sorry. It's true.
Well, so you think it would be for the best if Snyder didn't write for Batman?
No, I think he just needs to finish whatever he's trying to do.
I heard
and move on to a new arc.
I heard that he's not going to write Batman anymore, though.
Really?
That's what I read that somewhere. I don't know if that may or may not be true. You know that I say a lot of things that are unsubstantiated in this podcast. Like the other week I talked about Wolverine, and that was totally wrong.
Wait, what did you say about Wolverine?
I said that Wolverine went back in the past.
Oh, yeah, you were trying to say that.
In Civil War, and you were like, that did not happen, dude.
I was like, dude, there's no X-Men in Civil War.
I thought that was the... I thought that was the case. That was wrong. And
totally wrong.
Nobody flamed me, though.
Well,
not a single person. If you guys want to flame me, you can.
Yeah. Tweet them at Downlow'd.
At Downlow'd, or you can tweet Macro Records at the Macrocast and say Downlow'd sucks, either way.
Don't forget to hashtag the
Macrocast, yeah, for sure. So New York Comic Con, anything else happen over there?
Yeah, there was, apparently there was a trailer. We didn't get to see it because it was only for people who attended Comic Con for Season 2 of Daredevil.
Surprised there weren't leaks.
Where they showed Elektra and Punisher. Yeah.
Punisher. Let's see some shit go down. How do you feel about that?
I mean,
aren't we going to see you would? I'm not sure if you mentioned this. I think that you did, but we might see Daredevil in this season.
No, we are going to see Daredevil
of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
in Season 3 of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
That's pretty dope.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I was going to be like, how is he going to find his way around? But then he's Matt Murdock. He can do whatever he wants.
It's not, I mean, I'm sure Coulson's probably going to come pick him up or something in Lola. They're going to go for a ride in Lola.
That last episode was so gratifying.
Yeah.
Like, it was a fucking full... I felt like I watched a full movie. I was
okay, we're not going to spoil anything.
Bobby is so hot.
You know how Simmons was, like, covered in dust from being on that alien planet?
Yeah.
I saw a behind-the-scenes photo of, like... They had this machine, and they were just spraying her with dust.
I mean, that whole scene was epic, dude.
Yeah, it was... Like, I thought... no spoilers. We're
done.
It
wasn't going to happen.
Yeah. Well, I didn't think it was going to happen either.
I thought Skye was going to die.
Oh. Yeah.
That's not a spoiler.
No, it's not. So, yeah, that's pretty...
You're disappointed. You're like, oh.
Okay, we've only got one topic left, and
video
it's
game?
video game related. I've been playing the Star Wars Battlefront Beta.
Looks fucking awesome.
I've played some on PC and some on Xbox One. The PC version, wow, it looks really good, and you don't even need a really good PC to get the best out of it.
It's my understanding that everything on PC is just better than
I mean, if you're
console.
familiar with Reddit, you're obviously
PC
familiar with
Master
the PC Master Race. And
I'm not part of it, but I know.
You're a peasant, yes, we know.
What?
That's what someone who doesn't PC game is called.
I have Macs.
A peasant.
Oh,
you're a Mac peasant. That's even worse.
Yeah. I saw some... That's kind of a neckbeard thing, though. I saw this thing where this guy was like... This guy took a picture of... there's a Reddit called Just Neckbeard Things, and there's a guy who took a photo of a Mac, and he was like, I want to kill all Macs with fire. Like, what?
So yeah, I also played. I played a lot on Xbox One because first-person shooters for me are. I just feel better with the controller. The game is great. I mean, I've only played 2 modes, which was Walker Assault, which is the Battle of Hoth, and dude, you were talking about how you saw Darth Vader and whatnot. Unfortunately, man, I never once found a hero's power-up, so I didn't get to play as a hero at all. But I got to control the AT-AT, the ATST, which is the smaller 2-legged walker, TIE fighters, Y-wings. Like I got to do it all pretty much.
So what? Like you got to do it, but what was it like?
It's great. It's amazing.
In detail, I want to know what it was like.
The graphics in and of themselves are breathtaking. Like the worlds feel so realistic. Like the attention to detail. By far, the best thing about the game is the sound design because all the weapons and everything, like there's this device called a thermal imploder, which is kind of like it's something new that they added for the game. But whenever it goes off, like it's like porn for my ears. It sounds so good. Everything sounds amazing.
I watched videos of people playing as Darth Vader, and I literally got a hard on. I was watching, I was like, this is fucking... that's like the thing that I would want to play as.
The heroes are so OP, too. Like, I've came up against Luke while playing as an Imperial, and just, no, you're not stopping Luke.
How do you... How does that work, though? So
you need a bunch of people, to surround a Force user to stop him. Like, you can't...
But how do you become a hero?
Okay, so... At least, okay. There's only 2 maps we got to see, and there's tons in the full game that we didn't get to see.
So wait, this is just the beta?
This is just a beta, yeah.
When does the full game come out?
The beginning of next month.
Oh, okay, for sure. All right, go on. I'm sorry.
So, there's power-ups on the Battle of Hoth map. So if you find a power-up, it could be something like, oh, here's a smart rocket launcher, and you get 1 rocket to shoot at something. Or here's an orbital strike, or here's a thermal imploder. And then there's also, like, here's pilot a TIE fighter, or pilot the AT-AT, or pilot the smaller
And
walker.
those are ones that you found?
The super rare ones are called hero power-ups. And if you find one, it's like, become a hero. So you activate it, and then you're playing as Darth Vader or as Luke Skywalker. And the full game is apparently going to have more heroes, like Boba Fett and some other people.
Yoda.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
So
no, I don't think Yoda, because this game has no prequel stuff in it. It's all original series.
Yoda's in the original series, though?
But he's not. He's old and dying.
Oh, yeah. But he's still probably badass.
He's always old. No, he really couldn't do much.
So, wait. So, I mean, like, you have to be on one side or the other. And so if you're on one side, then you'll play as Darth Vader. And if you're on the other side, you'd play as Luke.
Exactly. But if you're playing... Say you're playing as the Empire, right? The next match, if you stay in the same group, like in the same server, the next match you're going to play as the opposite. You'll play as the Rebels.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's pretty fucking cool, man.
Winning the Hoth battle as Rebels is really fucking hard. I gotta say, I only won as Rebels probably once.
So is this a game that you have to pay for monthly?
No.
You just pay for it once, and you
once.
play online.
Yeah.
It's like Battlefield or like
or
Call of Duty.
Yeah.
But kind of way fucking cooler.
But Star Wars, like...
Which is way cooler.
Just real quick, like...
Well, my opinion.
You can develop a hand, which is like you have these 3 items. So, like, you have a main item, which usually affects your weapon or your person, like a personal shield or a short burst of ion from your blaster. And then you have 2 other power-ups. Some examples are the jetpack, which is really gratifying as well, like just jetpacking across the map. And thermal detonators, which is like just your run-of-the-mill grenades. There's a sniper. I'm not sure how I feel about the sniper being an item rather than a gun you carry the whole time. But the sniper is on, like, you shoot it once, and then it's on cooldown for 7 seconds. So I guess
but it's like super powered, like it's super OP.
If you headshot someone with the sniper, which is it takes some skill, not gonna lie. You're not gonna be a badass
like a real sniper.
Yeah, but if you headshot someone, they're down. They're done.
Is there any like animation for when you headshot someone?
Oh, they're usually so far away. All you see is them die.
Oh, okay. So
and then on the screen it'll be like,
headshot.
You killed this person.
But it's not like their head explodes or something.
No, it's not.
Which would be kind of tight, but...
there was a couple glitches I can show you after the podcast. There was one glitch where, like, a stormtrooper was decapitated and laying on the ground, and, like, his body was, like vibrating.
Like, holy shit.
Oh, yeah, it's weird.
What's another one?
I also played survival mode, which is, like, Horde from Gears of War or Zombies from Call of Duty, where you play against the computer, and they keep just sending waves and waves of more and more enemies. Played that too, which is pretty fun. Played that on Tatooine.
Who do you play against?
The computer.
Yeah, I know, but what characters are like coming after you?
Well, it depends. If you play as the Rebels, you have stormtroopers and jet troopers and shock troopers coming after you, and if you play as the Empire, you have rebels coming at you. You know.
Right on.
Yeah.
I actually have something to talk about. Have you heard about the new Tony Hawk's Pro Skater?
It's terrible.
Yeah, the reviews are abysmal.
Marty Sleva from IGN reviewed it, and he was like, this game is so bad. The physics and the crashing, which is supposed to be like the most important part of a skateboarding game, is broken.
Also, apparently it's just the same things over and over again. From what I understand, they shipped this game without even being finished.
Oh, yeah.
Like
the day one patch was twice the size of the game.
Yeah, that's what I heard. 7 gigs, and the game itself is 4 gigs.
No, the day one patch was 11 gigs, I thought.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and the game was 4 gigs.
Okay, something like that.
Yeah.
But apparently it's just the same thing over and over again, and from what I heard, the most interesting part of it is that your characters have some missions where your head like gets huge and blows up. But if
Lil Wayne is in the game.
Is he really?
Yeah.
From Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 4 apparently was like a really customizable game. Like, you could choose your age.
I haven't played Tony Hawk since the N64 version, which is
I
the
played
best version of Tony Hawk ever.
Well, I played the original PlayStation one. From what I understand, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 4 is fucking awesome. But this one is supposed to be just, like, completely botched.
Well, you know, the whole thing with it, it's like the Fantastic Four movie type thing, where they had to get one out, or else they were going to lose the rights to make more Tony Hawk games if they didn't release one.
I mean, don't you think that they would just jump on that immediately after they made the fourth one?
They're stupid.
Yeah, they're stupid. That's
whichever
what it comes down to.
I don't even know the studio.
Like Activision, I think. I'm not sure.
Well, Activision is a publisher, not a studio.
Oh, okay, my bad.
So if it is Activision, that makes a lot of sense because most people, you know, Activision and EA are the evil conglomerates. You know,
didn't EA recently say that there's going to? Oh no, it was. I think it was Star Wars that said there's going to be no in-game purchases or something like that. Right?
Yeah, there will be no DLC in Battlefront. Everything you earn for playing the game, which is awesome.
Well, fuck in-game purchases.
I never buy them anyway, but the only time I've ever spent money in-game is in Star Wars: The Old Republic, and that's because you can actually buy cool shit in their store. It's not pay to win. It's not like buy this so you can get an XP boost or you know?
Yeah. It's not like a fucking app.
Yeah.
Like, that's some
bullshit.
And
Kanye West had some words about apps this weekend. I don't know if you saw that.
No.
He was like, man, fuck these video game companies who be putting in-app purchases in their games. And
as if he can't afford it, though.
That's what he was saying. He's like, we give this to our kids so they can play. And then every 5 minutes there's a new purchase. It's like, what the hell, man? Why don't you think about the parents? It's like, people were like, he's right, but...
It's Kanye West. But at the same time, I mean, like, when you think about it on that scale, his kids probably racked up like a $600 charge per app that they're playing on.
Well, and even then, you know what it takes to stop kids from doing that? 3 minutes in the settings.
Right.
3 minutes. Like, you can set it up to never have that problem.
Or just put require a password every time.
Yeah, that's what I do on... dude, on my phone that I use just for myself, I require a password for purchases.
What, so because you can't, like, hold yourself back from making purchases?
No, because I don't want to click something accidentally and end up buying it.
Oh, right.
Like, if I'm going to buy something, I want to be like, okay, this is how much it costs, put in your password to confirm.
I mean, even
so
just
you know
touch,
what you're buying.
Even just the touch thing. Like, your kid can't activate that by putting their thumb on it.
That's a thumbprint.
So, anyway, back to Tony Hawk. The developers were Robomoto and Disruptive Games. Do you know anything about them? But the publisher was Activision.
Yeah.
Disruptive Games they've done Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 5? I don't know what game. Oh, projects. I don't know what games that they've worked on. Oh, Ratchet & Clank, All for One, Star Wars First Assault. Did you play that game?
I have it in my Steam, but I have never played it, and it's pretty old.
King of the Court?
Never heard of it.
That's like an old fucking basketball game. Yeah, they don't have a really amazing lineup, to be honest, but Metacritic gave it 1.5 out of 5.
There was this game this weekend, a new MMO that was having a technical alpha, and like a lot of big streamers like Soda Poppin' and Towley and Tangent were in on it. I couldn't find a code. I wanted to play so bad. This game looks really awesome.
What was it called?
Blade and Soul. Yeah, gay name, I know. But
no,
it looked really cool, man. Like, I don't know. I tried to try almost every new MMO that's worth time. I mean,
okay, so the other company, Robomoto, has done like a lot of Tony Hawk games. Tony Hawk Ride, Tony Hawk Shred, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater HD, and then they did Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 5. It was a collaboration though, so
all I know is the best Tony Hawk was the N64 one.
Well, dude, wasn't that the first one?
I don't know.
Pretty sure that was like the first one.
The soundtrack on that game was amazing, and the maps that you could play on.
They had like the Offspring and like a bunch of good bands, right?
Like there was one map that had like the you came down from this opening at the top.
Yeah, that was the first one.
Jumped down, and there was like a bowl to the left. In the middle, there was a rail, and then like the maps were amazing on that game, man.
I mean, I will say the maps. I've seen some of the playthrough for Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 5, and the maps there's some pretty cool shit going on. I haven't watched any of Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 4, but it just seems like the physics and the everything is just totally off on this. Like if you fall through the map.
Well, in 5, the physics are totally broken.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know.
I saw some. They were playing it on IGN on their Twitch channel.
I wonder if they ever fixed Arkham Knight for PC. Did you hear anything about that?
They took it off the store. I don't know if they ever put it back.
Because there was a huge issue with that, right?
It's because it was ported by another company. Like, okay, PC gamers are understandably upset because companies like Warner Brothers Games, they make the games for consoles because that's where they're going to make the most money, and then they hire these other companies to port the game from console to PC. And
those companies fuck
they
up.
suck.
Yeah.
And the port was half-assed. Most people couldn't play. Granted, there were some easy fixes, but you shouldn't have to buy a game and then fix it yourself, you know?
Right.
Unless you're modding it and
right.
you know you're going to break it, you shouldn't have to fix the game. But yeah, they took it off Steam and off all other online stores. I don't think it ever got put back. I can't say for sure.
Right on.
Yeah.
Well,
that's our show.
Thanks for tuning in once again this week. Sorry for any audio problems, but I hope you enjoyed the show.
We're going to try and fix the audio problems for next week. We'll figure it out.
They're pretty sporadic. They're in and out, but we'll troubleshoot it, and we'll be good for next week.
If you enjoyed the show, please go on iTunes and leave us a review. It'll be most appreciated, helps get the show into the ears of other listeners, and we'll read your reviews out on the show. Tweet us at Macro Records and use the hashtag #TheMacroCast so we know you're talking about the show, and we'll read that on the show as well. Go to our Facebook page, facebook.com/TheMacroCast. Drop us a like.
If you're watching on YouTube, leave a comment. Drop a like there if you can.
Subscribe.
Like, comment, subscribe. All that good stuff. Whatever you please. And I'm Downlow'd. That's DOWNLOW''D, like Downlow''D. And you can find more information about me at facebook.com/officialdownload. Check out my music at soundcloud.com/download. I'm working on a bunch of new stuff. I'll be posting some new music soon, hopefully. Just getting all of that put together. Basically working on like 2 new EPs, so it's been pretty crazy. If you can, check out my Instagram at Downlow'd. I post pretty much every day. I didn't post yesterday. Some days I take off or whatever. But the new thing is follow me on Periscope. If you got Periscope, at Downlow'd here, DOWNLOWD here, and tweet me at Downlow'd here as well if you want. All that good stuff. We'll be back next week with even more good stuff for you. And thanks for tuning in. Enjoy more LSD, right? Mm-hmm. LSD. Goodbye.
and it was uncontrollable.